Okay. Joe, go ahead.
Okay, so I'm thinking of it totally opposite to what we are talking or discussing. In other words, the human being, which is Nashwar, including brain, intellect, everything, is trying to say, achieve Brahma. On the other hand, there's Brahma all over, and human being is like an ant on the globe, and the Brahma takes him over. And human being, I just don't mean human being, but I mean everybody, they are bound by their physical value. You could be blind, you could be healthy, you could be whatever. Also, by the stars, they control you as to what action you're going to take. But your destiny is fixed. So, when you go in Brahm mode, you disconnect yourself from your mind, intellectual, and brain, and everything is given to you and you drive that way.
But why did you say that it is talking of opposite? They are talking about
But
the
when
same
you
thing.
go and you say, I'll purify my intellect, it's not you are purifying your intellect, it's Brahm who's coming and fixing your body to become purified.
या यू कैन कैच इट विच एवर वे. बोलते हैं ना कि अगर तरबूजा क्या बोलते हैं नाइफ पे पड़े या नाइफ तरबूजे पे पड़े वो कटेगा. सो इफ यू वांट टू टेक दैट other side approach, there's no problem with it. Vedanta
Because
doesn't have any problem with it.
every one of these people, and I'm just telling this from personal experience too, but because I never initiated that I'll do something, like I'll meet somebody, and a voice comes that say this to this person, and the person starts crying and hugs me. I have no idea what I said. Now, I don't know if it happened to you ever or not, but really I didn't know what I said. So it actually is, your body is used for that. Now, if you look at Sadhguru, you look at Ramakrishna, you look at everybody. Early in the life, they got energized by the universe. And then everything came to them.
So I think that what you are saying is there's no opposition with whatever we are learning, because it is in the end.
Destiny. It's your destiny
Yeah,
to learn.
it is in
Those
the
who are
end.
not in your class, they are not learning that.
I think what I was trying to say.
They've been brought to your class because of the universe.
True, because everything is happening in the universe. So you can look at it that way. I was trying to say is that in some ways we are not even separate from God. We are, ये जो journey and all जो भी हम लोग बोल रहे हैं ना, that also comes under the realm of illusion only. Okay, it's something like the waves and the ocean. We say, okay, the wave has to realize I am ocean. That's why they use the word realize, by the way.
See, we are looking at a Brahm level, but if you just look at your body level, that's it, we slow down. Our body is controlled by the stars. Many people don't believe in astrology, but I really believe that everybody, depending on when you are born, you go through a cycle till you die of what stars you are in and what you came across. And that whole science says there are certain stars, they are good for you, certain are bad, but in the way the whole thing is very fair, because you will go through sickness, you will go through health, you will go through all this. Everybody will go through that. And some people die early and all, but those nobody knows. But what I'm saying is, all your body and everything what you do is controlled.
When you say everything is controlled, you don't have to be a rocket scientist to think. If you think a little bit, we are in a solar system, right? So there are, and they said the four things are the most powerful, meaning there are other planets also affect you, but the Earth, the Moon, and the Sun.
Yeah.
Three things actually, not even four. Jupiter is pretty big planet,
But
so
all of
it
them
affects.
affect.
Yes. But scientifically also, it is proven that they have effect on us. Right? The women's cycle is connected with the moon.
Yeah.
And Sadhguru explains that every
Time is
monthly we get,
connected with the moon.
this is connected because it's a water content and all that. There's a lot of science behind it, and also gravitational pulls are there of all. So we don't have to be a rocket scientist to know that those people. We see the waves, which since we live near ocean, all of us, it's like the waves get bigger in the Purnima time. full moon ke time pe you come near the ocean and you will see how much strong the wave come to the high tide. Highest waves are in the whole month is in the Purnima time because of the so that it is going to affect our body
But
100%.
every day when we get up, a thought comes to us and we act. Is that initiated by us?
I think that what you are mixing the way Vedanta takes the approach, there is a Brahman and there is a Prakriti. So the thought is part of the Prakriti, is a cause and effect. The reason that thought came to you because of your sanskaras. Everything comes because of our sanskaras. That's why those people who are at that Sadguru's level or somebody who has become self-realized, they don't get all these thoughts like we do. They just live in the moment. They're not thinking about the past. They are not thinking about the future.
No, but living in a moment is also not a
You
bad
can
moment.
say that, but हमारे में thoughts बहुत ज़्यादा है हमारे में, you know. Relatively सब में अलग अलग होगा. You know, when we are sitting quietly, we always think of the past and the future.
Like when you meditate, you have no thought. I mean, you just
If you correctly meditate, but if you reach that stage, but in the beginning it's not like that. People, that's why they tell you to observe the thought. Why do they say that?
yeah.
है ना, बोलते हैं ना कि because okay, you observe because you are not the thought. That's what they tell you in the beginning of the meditation, that you then once you observe your thought, they will lose its power over you when you're just observing and being a witness.
So my thinking is every one of us can merge in Brahm and do certain things which are destined for us, and then we are back to normal.
Very simple path.
Not like we become totally merged.
I don't know, maybe somebody else has some comment on that.
Are we talking about reincarnation? I mean, Joe is going through a different path because of his, previous karmas. And
Yeah,
we're going through
that is,
different
of course,
paths.
that is really true, because your 2-year-old guy can recite Geeta. I mean, he done learned that. And so it has to be from the previous knowledge. Is the Vigyan Maya Kosha that comes with you is the accumulated knowledge of all your lifetimes. And you cannot deny that. And that is what makes you do what you do.
So the way you were thinking, Joe, is because of what you're bringing with you, what your body right now is bringing from the previous ones. The way I or everybody else is thinking is what we brought with ourselves. And therefore we have to get out of that I notion that we have, that I have to do things, certain things. There is still the ego. When I say I have to do this, that means my ego is coming in the way. Right?
Yeah, so if you let go, you'll still do the same things.
Okay, there is
Yeah,
one
but
point
the
I
problem
want to
is
say.
How to let go? How to let go? I mean, we think of it, okay, I'll let go.
Let go is by disconnecting your body to you.
I think
You
that
observe yourself.
yeah, this is what I'm observing over here in this conversation. If we completely believe in that fact that hey, I've come with certain vasanas and I'll be doing, certain actions and I cannot change that and I'm predestined, like you are saying, Joe. Fine, that is all in the Prakriti, true. But what Bhagavad Gita tells you that human beings, out of all the living creature, have the ability to rise above the three gunas.
Yeah.
Rise above that jakad that we are talking about the same thing. You're not talking about anything different. And scientifically observing also, all the जैसे कोई मक्खी है, मक्खी जो 10 लाख साल पहले थी वैसी है अभी भी, correct? It's doing exactly the same thing. Humans are not like that.
My point based on personal experience is human being can try, but it's like the little ant trying, to merge with Brahm. The Brahm has to come and take her over.
When will the Brahm
How
come?
it happens. It is like through God's grace you do that. In fact, that is the difference between Jewish religion, Christianity, and Hinduism. Because Christ was a Jew, and then he became, then he went to India and he learned Hinduism, and then he came back and started Christianity. In both of the religion, they say God's grace make you happen. It doesn't happen by your effort.
Okay, here, one
You can do
point.
the 10 commandments, but you're not going to get God.
One point, very important one. Because when we say grace, the Mahatmas or will say, and I did hear one person remind, he's saying grace is actually same on everybody. You are the one who's blocking it. It's like the sunshine is there, but if I close the curtain.
It's not you are blocking it. I said, when the grace comes, you cannot block it. It will come.
नो बट अगर मैं बंद करके बैठ जाऊं तो कैसे आएगा?
आएगा.
पर्दा मैं बंद कर दूं तो नहीं आएगा. अगर मैं अपने बुद्धि का पर्दा बंद कर दूं तो नहीं आएगा.
I think it will open up, because that's what I'm trying to get at. I know, I hear you. So that's why I always question when we are doing all this effort. I'm going to meditate 5 hours. You don't meditate 5 hours. You go in meditation mode and you are meditating all the time. So you cannot say, I'm going to meditate from 5 to 4 o'clock. Now, maybe you are practicing, so that you can go all the time. But the point is, the moment you put a boundary on it, you're not in meditation mode. So it's very different. It happens by itself. I don't know how to explain.
Yeah, what were you saying, Anilji?
I think what Joe was saying, when grace comes, grace is all around us, but some of us can recognize it, most of us don't. And the knowledge gives you the tools to recognize and accept when grace comes to you.
I think very well put. That is exactly the right thing, what you're saying. And
you start enjoying it.
Yes.
So that's why it makes you do things. I mean, I used to go to puja and I'll wait for the food to come, I was not listening to any aarti or bhajan. And then I started enjoying it, so I went there.
Now you know that what Prabhupada ji was thinking. Because they make that food so attractive. तो मैं चलो food के बहाने आ जाओ, ब्रह्म विद्या सुनोगे और धीरे धीरे रस आने लगेगा. And that's exactly what happens to people who go to Hare Krishna. In the beginning, they will always ask, who are the new people? There are 2, 3 always. Then they get hooked on, because then they first give the lecture, then they give the food, then they chant Hare Krishna. And half of them start getting the ras in what, then they come not just for the food. We still go there because food is great, but you get other stuff also with it.
Right.
So I think what Anilji said is a very well he put, that the grace is all over, but the knowledge gives us the ability to connect. It's like भगवान ने बजाई बांसुरी, गोपियां ही क्यों भाग के आई भाई? उनके हस्बैंड क्यों नहीं आए और वो दूसरे लोग क्यों नहीं आए? Because they heard it.
Right.
Because they tuned to him.
Yeah.
That's why that happens. So the बांसुरी तो बजाई, सभी ने सुनी, गैया आ गई और वो आ गई, बाकी लोग.
That tuning and all this is part of the grace.
Yes,
That's
but
what I'm getting.
if you are ready, you will see the grace. If you are not ready, you're not going to see the grace.
Right.
And that is by symbolizing that the sunshine is there, but मैंने बड़ा thick सा पर्दा लगा के मैं पीछे बैठ गई हूँ बस. तो फिर it's not going to come to me. So I think we all are saying the same thing.
You see, once you get in that mode, nobody can stop you. I mean, you start doing it yourself.
Because it's something like मैंने थोड़ा सा पर्दा हटाया, right?
Yeah.
अब वो लाइट आ रही है तो देन आज अरे वाह ये तो बहुत अच्छी लाइट है, आई वांट तो मैं और पर्दा हटाती जाऊंगी फिर, क्योंकि मेरे को उसका रस मिल गया मुझे.
And it is effortless, believe me.
एफर्टलेस नहीं होगा तो कोई आएगा. अभी ये क्लास में भी it's not like we all are sitting around doing nothing in our life, but we make time not to come here because we feel like we are connecting to higher or whatever. So, and then people, when we come here, we are not, oh my God, ये class कब खत्म होगी, we are not doing that because हमको उसमें रस आ रहा है, हमको उसमें enjoyment आ रहा है. So,
I spend a lot of logic on my own because in engineering, that's all you are taught, you don't believe anything, you prove it, you find this is because of that, because of that, because of that. Nothing works.
बट इवन इंजीनियर को पूछो कि एकदम वो एंड फर्स्ट कॉज पे कैसे पहुंचोगे आप, पूछो, बताओ हमको. आपको इंजीनियरिंग स्कूल में बताते हैं वो लोग? Okay, the tree comes from the seed comes from the tree, but hey, who gave both?
So then you start accepting it. Now you can call it surrender, you can
Yes.
call it bhakti.
See,
I
in
don't
the end
care.
में नाक रगड़नी पड़ेगी ना end में. I don't have the answer, and then भक्ति बोलो, उसको surrender बोलो, उसको acceptance बोलो, उसको वेदांत का बात बोलो. End में वेदांत में आना ही पड़ेगा हमको. कितना?
And you cannot convince people who have not experienced that.
You don't need to, and I think that's the
No,
beauty.
not
Yeah.
need. I'm telling, if somebody starts arguing with you and
It
say,
is-
explain me, it's very hard to explain.
No, you don't explain. At that time, you just say Jai Shri Krishna and you just go, because
I had a very good friend, and he was very close to me, and he saw this change in me, and then every month he'll call, tell me what happened now. He wanted a 5-minute summary of what is happening.
no, that's very good. I mean, that he was interested. That's why he was doing. But there are people, you will say, who God, what God, What are you talking about? There are people like that too. So you don't want to sit there and start quoting Bhagavad Gita and Vedanta to them, right? It's a waste of time. When they are interested, they will come on their own. Material is there around us or everywhere. You go to Hare Krishna, they give you free. Every time those people, naye wale hote hain, do you have Bhagavad Gita? They will say, no, sir, here, please pick it up. You don't even have to pay anything. Go take it.
See, Ramakrishna simplified everything. In other words, he took all these complex literatures and everything, or scriptures, and he spoke in a very plain language.
Yeah, and some people, they like that, and that's why we have that kind of variety in the saints are all varied. There are simple saints, like you say Ramana Maharishi. He said, drop everything and just ask who you are. Who am I? Go and meditate upon that, you'll reach.
Yeah.
And then there are other complex pundits, like Shankaracharya ji. So you want a logic, you want argument, come to me. I will show you. So there are people like that. All different varieties are there. Nanak ji was very simple.
Right.
And so to me that is a beauty of our land. which तुमको मिर्ची वाला खाना पसंद है वो खाओ, अब सादा खाना बॉयल्ड खाना है वो खाओ, नहीं खाना है तो भी ठीक है. You don't want to eat anything, sit under a tree like a Buddha and meditate. So I think there is a tremendous in ours. I know that in our group we all like all these things. That's why we are connecting so much.
Yeah. It's been, 5 years?
I know. I think it was Pratibha ji who was saying, how come you didn't tell me when you started this? Because she is really she cannot come to the class because she has her school. So she listens every day. And I said, I think we started almost 5 years ago. True. But we just started as a, casual thing that we wanted to meet and study together, and then more and more people joined. So we are not advertising and all doing all that. Whoever through the word of mouth
last
comes.
week, Pratibha Goel asked me that chapter 3, verse 6, do you have anything before that on Geeta? So I went to my website and I sent her all of those, and there are so many.
Because थोड़ा आपकी website थोड़ा complicated है वहाँ पर ढूंढना. But I told her the good news is I have it on my phone.
We have to go by playlist, and playlists are all numbered.
Okay, maybe we have to learn.
Chapter 3, chapter 4, chapter 2.
Oh,
And
okay.
they're all in together.
Wow, that will be very good actually.
That's what I do when I do the tags.
Okay.
So I could send her in 2 minutes everything from the beginning. I didn't send her the Upanishads, but I could send all of the Gita to her.
Maybe we just have to know how to use your website correctly. Sorry,
I
YouTube.
can send everybody, just the playlist address.
Okay.
And then all of the chapters are within that list.
Okay.
Yeah. And I'm glad we started taping it, because remember in the beginning we were saying, don't record anything.
Oh no, it's fine. To me, this is it's a wisdom of the our scriptures and Chinmayananji's
No,
and
it's reserved.
and all
I
that.
mean,
Yeah.
you're spending, and I don't want to tell you just because you are our teacher, but I'm very impressed with the knowledge you're bringing to the course.
And this is a knowledge by the sages and all those. This is their
No,
knowledge.
but you have comprehension of that to bring it over, which is the main point.
Yeah, and I think
These are very valuable tapes, actually.
I'm glad that
Also,
we are
Aji,
benefiting.
you are a great example of equanimity.
Oh my goodness, I'm still like all of you. I'm still
No,
struggling
look,
with it.
I've known you for over 3 years. Same exact person for 3 years. Never seen
Also,
you.
every question we ask, I mean, I think you have a right answer. Which
Yes.
is the main thing. And you can quote the other Swamis and everything. And even the temple picture we sent, you were there.
Yeah, that temple picture, because I was like, my God, they were talking about, and I was there. And the most interesting thing is, I didn't know about that. So I also learned from you guys, even though I was standing right there in that temple, because we didn't hire a guide. So next time I was going to tell my husband that whenever we go to these exotic places, please get a guide, because we miss 80% of the stuff. you know हम लोग तो खाली पिक्चर लेके oh it's so beautiful करके आ गए, but they had the whole science there.
And guide also should be a historian, not
नहीं,
a
usually
guide.
those guides, they know at least हमसे तो ज़्यादा उनको पता होगा, right? कोई ना कोई फैक्ट बताएंगे जो हमें नहीं मालूम है, बिकॉज ये जो मंदिर वगैरह है ना, इतने साइंटिफिक हैं वो, और मतलब खाली सुंदर ही नहीं है, बट देर इज अ ट्रिमेंडस अमाउंट ऑफ नॉलेज इन दैम. जस्ट माइंड बॉगलिंग दैट हाउ मच स्टफ इज आउट देयर इन इंडिया. और वो हम्पी इज अ वेरी डिफिकल्ट प्लेस टू रीच, बिकॉज देर इज नो मेजर सिटी अराउंड इट. सो यू हैव टू, वी टुक अ ओवरनाइट ट्रेन टू रीच देयर. And after we reached there, I found out there was a very small airport. There was a big steel company over there. Mittal's ki jo steel company hai na, the guy who's very big guy in steel. It is right next to Hampi, and he has a small airport, and one flight a day goes there. But it is not like very well advertised. So if ever somebody wants to go, you can actually take a flight from Bangalore over there, and we didn't know about it. But my husband, he comes up with all these places, and then he's very determined, saying, we are going over there. So in a way, I'm kind of thankful to him, because if it was up to him, I would have not seen all these, because I would be scared to go. But he just gets all the enthusiasm to go to all these places. But our group, it sends all these interesting sounds. I learned even more stuff. Anyway. Any other thing anybody has to share? Joe, you have anything else to share? Okay, Joe is kind of done. All right, then we can meet next week. Everybody,
Thank you.
stay safe, healthy, happy, and we will see you next week.
Yeah.